at the bottom.
Hold up. Hold up.
No.
There you go. Talking to it now. Talking to it now.
It's on.
There you go.
Mr. Chairman, under the general provisions of the personnel policies, these personnel policies cover all employees in the county of Worth, except the county administrator, elected officials, the county attorney, members of the advisory boards, or commissions. It does not say except for the fire department. These personnel policies do apply to all employees that are paid by the county. After the hearing, there was evidence, and it was determined in the personnel policies that the employee did violate 10.07 of the personnel policies, 10.07 D7 of the personnel policies, and 10.08 B17 of the personnel policies. Now, you want me to read those? On January the 15th, 2015, at approximately 11 o'clock a.m., the employee was absent from his job without approved leave when he left his job position as battalion chief to drive an ambulance for Phoebe Worth EMS from Phoebe Worth Hospital Emergency Room to Phoebe Putney Memorial Hospital in Doherty County, and further assisted in the transfer of the patient from the ambulance. Number B, which is he violated 10.07 D7 of the personnel policy. On January the 15th, 2015, at approximately 11 a.m., the employee failed to carry out assigned duties when he left his job as battalion chief to drive an ambulance for Phoebe Worth EMS from Phoebe Worth's emergency room to Phoebe Putney Memorial Hospital in Doherty County, and further assist in the transfer of the patient from the ambulance. Number C, which is 10.08 B17 of the personnel policies. On January the 15th, 2015, at approximately 11 a.m., the employee did leave his work area without permission of his supervisor when he left his job position as battalion chief to drive an ambulance for Phoebe Worth EMS from Phoebe Worth's Hospital Emergency Room to Phoebe Putney Memorial Hospital in Doherty County, and further assisted in the transfer of the patient. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that Mr. Grady be terminated from the fire department as a battalion chief.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a second. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like open for discussion. I understand and agree that Battalion Chief Grady did violate certain policies and procedures. We do have some gray areas in our policies and procedures that need to be cleared up. I'll also add that Battalion Chief Grady did have an acting supervisor of whom he did not contact promptly, which that was in myself. I believe that this incident will encourage us as a board to make all personnel policies and procedures clear, and that these policies apply to all county employees. Mr. Chairman, therefore, I would like to amend this motion that Battalion Chief Grady be reinstated with Worth County Fire Rescue at firefighter status, at firefighter pay upon approval of medical clearance, and is able to perform in compliance with firefighting procedure.
Okay, y'all heard the amended motion by Mr. Howell. Is there a second to this motion? As there is no second to the amendment, the motion dies on the table. It's time to take a vote. All those in favor of Ms. Bozeman's motion? In favor? Aye. All opposed?
No.
Okay, motion passes. Mr. Grady? you will make arrangements with either Captain Salter or Battalion Chief Salter or Battalion Chief Whittington to meet with them to get your personal things from the fire department. Yeah, this is effective immediately. Okay, as we move forward with our agenda. And the guest speakers, is Ms. Juanita Carroll still here? Ms. Carroll, are you here? Mr. Chris Wheeler, are you here? Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My name is Chris Weld. I'm the Vice President of the NAACP of Sylvester Worth County Branch. And tonight I'm addressing the board because of some question that comes up in this paper here in the Sylvester local about two employees. We who are married, who work in the commissioner office, was placed on probation and the preceding act of discrimination that have occurred against these two employees, racial discrimination. Mr. Chairman, can you tell me how many employees you have in the county that work for the county? How many? Okay. Are those 207 employees, how many of those have been placed on probation in an open meeting this 2014, 2015? Okay, 170. But how many of them have been placed on probation in an open meeting out of the 200, out of the 170 people?
Not in the last 2 years. I don't know what happened prior to that. I can't speak to that.
Okay.
But let me explain something. All employees that are hired in this county are on probationary period for 6 months
Okay.
before they become permanent.
Okay. Yes. It appears that there's two minority employees with the only employees that have been placed on probation in an open meeting this year, 2014, 2015. That's a true statement.
I understand what you're saying, Mr. Wheeler, but you have to remember too, that job descriptions and what position they're in makes a difference.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that.
You deal with the same thing in Ward, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't think that we're looking at color here, we're looking at performance.
Okay.
Work it out. I mean, she kind of told us what her problem was.
Okay. Well, if she have talked to y'all, why is she still being targeted?
Why she was.
Still being targeted. Why is she still being targeted? If y'all have sat down and talked about these things, why is she still being targeted?
I don't believe she's being targeted.
Okay. Okay.
She has been, as far as I know, over the last couple of weeks, and so the moment y'all correct me, we have worked with this employee, as we found out what the problems were, we have stepped in to help her remedy these problems. In fact, we have passed part of this problem onto the tax commission to give her assistance given it to the tax person. And, I don't believe that's proper. We're assisting her as much as we possibly can.
Ms. Will, will you clarify which individual you're talking about, that we're targeting that for?
One of them,
Who are we,
Miss
who
Renee.
are you referring to at the moment?
Miss Renee. At the
Okay, you're talking about.
I have two. I have two, not just one.
Mr. Chairman is referring to our landfill clerk in this statement, but you.
Yeah, she's on my list too.
Okay, but you're currently talking about Ms. Whitty.
Well, basically, I'm talking about both of
Okay,
them.
but-
I want to talk about, we're talking about both of them.
Yes.
We have not heard her opinion. Should we be,
He's got a certain amount of time that he can make public comment. You can listen to public comment and let him talk. As far as questions, he can certainly make statements
Okay.
to the commission.
Thank you.
Not necessarily a
But
question.
direct, I understand. Yes, sir.
You can make questions, you can make statements, public statements to the commission.
Okay. I got just a couple more and then I'm gonna sit down. It said, I'm informed that the board, that we, the NAACP, are conducting a thorough investigation in this matter and are requesting your full cooperation in supplying request documents. Is it gonna be all right if we get all these documents? Yes. Okay. And then one more. We would like the opportunity to meet with the board after we have conducted our investigation. Are y'all willing to sit down with us? And
Once again, you can make public comments without public comment. So really the question asked, answer format is what I'm talking about. Just you make public comment.
well, asking that, could we sit down and talk to them? Well, could we sit down and talk to the board?
when we got to do our investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
Do our investigation.
I understand that, and the issue that brought this on is the comments that was in this paper. And about, the first one is here is about error and incorrect information on the minutes. I think, your name is Mr. Kens, right? In the minutes here, Mr. Kens saying his paperwork was right. And the paperwork saying two of y'all had the wrong document. I was not here to see it. And I would like to see that too. When I get the paper, I would like to see that. Yes, I will do that tomorrow. And yes, sir. And you know, going by what's in these papers, in this paper that was printed, you know, it seems like there's three of these chairmen that I want to make sure I say the right word. Is targeting, I guess I could say. Is that legal, Councilman?
I'm gonna let you make public comment. I don't know.
For public comment, we will be watching Mr. Cosby, Ms. Bozeman, and Mr. McDonough. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. But, you know, we, you know, as NAACP, we stand for rights. And that's what we hear about. We for her rights. And I don't know, we gonna get an investigation and we're gonna look in it very, very thoroughly. And we'll be back. We will be back. Thank y'all for your time.
You want to keep business? Dilapidated trailers. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, we'll do that on a workshop. On the Public Works, assist Head Start with playground. I have no idea what that's about.